Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Haunt Talk. In today's episode, we are going to be reviewing a fairly local haunt to us, the Factory of Terror. If you're around the area, you've heard of it. It's been around for a very long time. It used to be in, like, an old factory in Canton, and now it's in another old factory that's... I guess it's technically Canton, but it's almost more like Louisville area.
Louisville, yeah.
It's more like Louisville, so it's not really, like, in Canton. But if you haven't heard of it or been there, it is, like... They don't really advertise it as a screen park, but it is. There's multiple bars. There's 4 different haunted houses, and it's just like an overall kind of like party haunt atmosphere. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you stick around to watch our review starting now. So as stated, Factory of Terror is, as me and Kim have kind of come to refer to it as, the party haunt.
Yes.
And they've definitely fully embraced that. So they started years ago, they added so Factory of Terror, for one, it used to have 5 haunted houses. It now has 4, and one of those haunted houses has become...
Kind of like a photo
op slash actorless mini walkthrough.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird section. I like it, but at the same time, like... I don't know, like, it would be cool if they could do another one there, but I think they probably do that because it's hard to just staff all the actors in 5 haunted houses in that place, because only, like, one of the haunted houses is short. The other ones are all decent length, which, of course, we'll get into when we actually talk about the haunts, but this one probably, like, this will be one of the ones I think we talk a little bit longer than normal about, like, not the haunts, but, like, just the Midway, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. So they have kind of like a central hub kind of thing going on where you, and it's an open format, so you can go to any of the haunted houses you want in any order.
Right, which was like new a couple years ago. You used to have to do them in an order.
Yes. And then along the way you can go to different bars and stuff, and there's like secret passages so you can actually go to all the bars and stuff like that. So it's really nice because, if you think that the line for the first haunted house you see is too long, just keep walking and maybe you'll find one that has a shorter line on it.
Which is something we had to do multiple times because everyone was just going to the first haunt even though you don't have to. So I'd highly recommend if you go there and don't do the fast pass, like, just kind of go and see if other ones have shorter lines and just kind of do that. Now, I will say Factory Terror is one of the ones where I recommend this being the only haunt that you probably do that night because part of the experience... Well, if you're not a drinker, I guess it's not, but is going to the bars, because all the bars are themed except for one. They didn't used to have, so they also have axe throwing there.
Yes.
They didn't used to open that, but it's nice. They actually opened that one because that's the only, I believe, I think that's the only full-service bar, so you can actually get, like, full mixed drinks there.
Yes.
Where the other ones each have 3 preset mixed drinks. 2 of them are the same, I think, in all of them, that each one has its own specialty for that area.
Yeah,
so, like,
all of them had the... poison apple.
Yep, and the screamsicle.
The
poison apple is literally apple juice and fireball, and screamsicle, I think it's orange juice, like, and vodka, and, like, heavy whipping cream.
Yeah.
And the other ones have different. But even if you're not a drinker, as long as you're old enough to go into the bar, you should to check it out. Yeah. They're all really well themed. I think I started saying it earlier, but it all started a few years ago now. They had a midway point where you used to have to do them in order of the New Orleans thing.
Yes.
And that was the first bar they introduced to the Factory of Terror. And then it did so well, they added, there's the Poison Ivy one. There's one that's themed to a carnival. There's a pirate ship one, which is probably the most themed one. They're all themed, but the pirate ship one's really crazy themed.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the axe throwing bar. So it's really like this experience. You can even buy, like, a pass just to do that. And the whole thing's just thumping. I mean, there's even a whole disco, like, dance floor with looks like a mirror floor under you. So, like, the place is very much made to kind of go there and vibe. Like, go hang out at the bar, have some drinks, hang out with friends, go do a haunt, do that over and over again throughout the night.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so that's enough talking about that kind of stuff. I'm sure we might mention it a little bit more throughout, but now it's time to get into the review proper, which means, as always, we must refer to the Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Okay, so as always, first category is going to be sets and props. So again, I just want to touch a little bit more because we didn't talk that much, but the whole Midway, all the bars, they're just immaculately made.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen a haunt personally, and I'm sure there might be something similarish out there, but one that has as detailed bars.
Yeah. They're all just like really well themed. I think my personal favorite is probably Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic of that.
Because it's like you literally walk into like a giant like creepy pumpkin patch, and then there's a bunch of like man-eating plants inside, and they're all like kind of overtaking.
What's
the place.
inside a greenhouse? Poison.
Yeah,
it's in a greenhouse. Yeah.
And it's just really well done. And then the pirate ship, like he mentioned earlier, actually has like portholes, windows, and they put like screens inside there, and they change, like there's like sceneries, and like occasionally the ship will come past you and stuff like that. I think there was a shark the one time that came up.
Yeah, it changes quite a bit, and I know because they do a lot of like seasonal events and stuff there, and I believe like at Christmas there'll be like little Christmas islands that go by and stuff.
Yeah,
because they don't do
Santa came by on like a float or something like that one time. Yeah,
because that's a side note. They don't do the Christmas haunt here anymore. Now that is almost always at a schoolhouse. There are like other haunts that they own, but they do a actual Christmas event. So there's this whole other section that you can't even get to. It's a huge section of the factory that's open for the Christmas. So you definitely should check that out. We did a vlog a couple years ago. Last year we did like the adults only ugly sweater night, and we were a little too woo to be filming that night. But if you are into, it's a great thing for the kids. But if you don't want to bring the kids and want to have a fun like drunken night, the adults only ugly sweater night that they do once a year it's fun anyways though. So the first haunt that we actually, what was the first one we actually did we go to? We did Industrial Nightmare.
And we did
first.
Industrial Nightmare first,
which this one definitely had some changes since the last time we had been in Industrial Nightmare. Again, if you're not familiar, this one's cool. This is probably my favorite of the themes because it's just themed to a basically haunted factory.
Yes.
And you're in a factory that, I don't know if this one actually is supposed to be haunted. I know the old Hercules engine one was, but I don't know if this one is or not.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. I think that they might have had some things happen, but I'm not really absolutely sure.
If you know, comment that down below. But yeah, it's really cool. It's kind of what you would expect, but it's really well done. This is also the longest of them. So with the two new scenes, and there might have been other new scenes, but the ones I know for sure, or at least new for us, like one of the first scenes, it's kind of similar to Erebus, where there's that like infinity floor and then the wall pushes you off.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't push you; the whole wall kind of just collapses at you like this. And then shortly after that, it might be directly after that, there's a cool scene where you kind of go up this ramp and you're like in like, as I kind of described it to Kim earlier, because I don't know what you call it, but like on certain factories you see like there's like a little house looking thing with fans in it. It's like you're in one of those things. But they have like a laser swamp underneath the bridge, and so it just looks like there's just blue abyss under you. It was just really cool. Not much happened up there. I do wish they had like a little drop bridge or something to kind of scare you. But it was cool looking though.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
They have a lot of like barrels and things like that rolling at you, and just really loud noises, loud metal music, things like that.
Yeah, this one's definitely the most anxiety-inducing. There's this really mind-bending, like, chain link maze chain link maze thing. It's not really a maze, because you could get lost, but it's not meant to, but it's a strobe lights and fog, and the way it's done is really trippy and messes with your mind.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's followed up by, like, kind of a mirror-ish maze. There is a real mirror maze in a different haunt, but there's, like, mirrors and, like, tubes and stuff involved.
Yeah, Again, they have barrels and tubes and stuff like that, but then they put mirrors in between, so it looks like an infinite amount of barrels that you're going through, but you're really it's just like a little path that you go through. But the way they set it up, it just looks really awesome. Yeah,
I just love, because again, it's hard to tell what is a prop and what is like remnants of the factory, and some of it's both. Like some of it's them, because again, we did this was part of the documentary back in 2015. We made the first one. And this one, there's still a lot of the scenes that were the same, especially in this one, that were there.
Yeah.
So the next one we did was we actually went to the one that's at the very end of the haunt called The Abyss. This is always our least favorite. It was a little bit better this time. That was a lot because of the actors, which of course we'll talk about later. This one is mainly blackout haunt with a laser swamp. Well, actually a pretty good laser swamp, because there's these like little shrunken heads that pop up on sticks that'll jump scare you.
Yeah, it's not even real people. It's just these little sticks.
Little sticks with heads on them, and they just go boop. and it's funny. But they did seem to do some stuff to make this better. Like they added, it looked like some archways with like little torches and stuff.
Yeah.
Just like little things. And it seemed like they blocked it off a little bit more to make the room not as open, which makes it so you can't see the scares ahead of you as much.
Yes.
And the end is really cool. It's a short section, but you get to enter a real small like little pirate town, then aboard the ship. Mm-hmm. And there's a cool section as you're walking up to board the ship. There's like cannons that'll fire at you, and the bridge is rickety. Mm-hmm. And then the inside of the ship's really cool as well. Let's see. So then there's Massacre on Mahoning. So this is like typical haunted house themed. Not too much seemed changed in this. I think towards the end they might have rethemed the house to be a little more Satan-y instead of just like demented home, because there's like a lot of pentagrams and like things seemed a little bit different.
Yeah.
Same scenes, but I think they're supposed to be a little more Satan-y.
Yeah, because I think before it was just kind of like the family was kind of cursed kind of thing. And now it seems like they kind of like went towards this whole like, you know, they're worshiping Satan and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
But, yeah, that one didn't change much. They have a really cool cemetery scene. That's been there for, I think, since they built it in this location. It's a really cool, pretty big cemetery scene that you go in and out.
Very cool.
Yeah, and a lot of, like, it's pretty standard haunted house stuff. So I will say the first room you enter used to be better. When we, like, so you have to go around this couch, and then there's this gag where the fireplace, like, plumes down smoke, and then the pitcher falls at you. But now you, like, walk right at it, and they don't have a door that closes, so you just see the thing happen to the people that enter when you're next in line. So that's kind of weird. I don't know if maybe they plan on changing that. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is, so there's this whole spider cave section of Massacre on Mahoning, and I think because it's been in kind of disrepair because it's made out of, the cave's made out of like a foam type material, and it's been getting nicked over the years. Because again, this was an original scene, at least since we made the documentary in 2015, so over a decade ago. And they just had the lights basically shut off. Yeah. And all the spider animatronics were just not working, and there was no actors in the scene either, so I wonder if they're going to be gutting it, because it seems like it's in disrepair, so they just shut the lights off so you couldn't see how bad it is. I mean, that's what it read to me. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's what I had a feeling. I was like, oh, this isn't working right.
But there's a scene, like, directly after it, because there was, like, an actor, and it was transitioning to the next thing, so the lights were on, and you could see where just a lot of it was hit off, and you could see the foam, and it looked really rough. So I'm wondering if they're going to either fix that. I hope they either fix that scene or replace it, because that was kind of a bummer. Yeah. Like, with as good as a lot of the other scenes were, it just felt like everything in that whole section was just not really supposed to be there right now. Right, yeah. And then the final one we did, which is typically the first one to go through, is, it has a long name. We just put the Asylum, and that's what I think people call it.
Yeah, yeah, even the actors were calling it just the Asylum. It has a big convoluted name, but
this one's the biggest glow up over the years, because this used to be more of a little taste haunted house. It wasn't a full haunt before.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a little teaser, and I kind of think what they did is when they closed that fifth haunt, they took a lot of that elements and put it in the Asylum. And
that's fair, I guess, too. The first haunt was barely a haunt, so you lost one, but the first one's quite a bit bigger now.
Yeah. So it is like asylum, hospital themed for the most part. And one cool thing that they have, and oh my gosh, wow, talk about getting a rush. So they have a slide.
Dude, it's a good slide.
It's a really good slide. Like that thing, like boom, like I'm a plus size girl, and it's hard for me to go down those kind of things, and like that, like boom, I almost fell off the slide.
The wall that's like in front of where the slide ends has a ton of like foam on it, because I got so much speed this time I flew off, and like I couldn't control myself and flew up against the wall. It was really fun. Yeah. But they've done a lot of good stuff in this one. Like the opening hallway is really cool. It's like lightning and thundering in there. There's, which carried over from the old haunt, there's kind of like this section where you kind of go out into an outside courtyard, which is really cool. Which is interesting now, you can see into a pathway to one of the bars now. So you can actually kind of like see the people that are going to the bar when you go to that outside section, which I thought was kind of neat. But yeah, it's pretty much what you would expect for a hospital scene, but in my opinion, just done very well. I really liked the Asylum one, and yeah, the things like, I really like it when places do stuff like that, like the slide and stuff like that. Was this the one? Oh yeah, we did have to crawl in one of them. I forget if that was this one. I think it was this one. I think so. It was either this one. Oh, it might have been Industrial Nightmare, actually, because I think we had to crawl through like a boiler or something. One of them you have to crawl. There is a bypass, though, so you can't take that. Yeah. They used to have a section like that in the one that closed down. They made me crawl into that hut the one time. Remember that?
Oh, that's right.
Yep. But, yeah. And again, just like reiterating, like the haunted houses are really good here, but it's just such a cool vibe that the whole place is just this big party atmosphere. So if that's what you're into, I think you'll really like it, and like you're really immersed when you're there.
Yes.
But for sets and props, we gave it a 9. It's a really, really good. Of course, our only complaint is like the big complaint is a spider cave, and I really wish they would add a little something to the Abyss.
Yeah.
So actors is one that's always been a little bit like hit and miss for Factory of Terror. I think this year is one of the better years.
Yeah.
They had a lot of really good roaming actors, I will say.
Yeah.
A lot of entertainment when you're
my gosh,
either in line for the haunts or just at the bars, because you're not safe anywhere. Like, don't underestimate, like, when you're just, like, just sitting down having a drink at one of the bars, like, the actors can still come up and mess with you.
Yes.
They don't really touch here, but they will smack you around with their props sometimes and stuff like that. And maybe light touching, but they don't usually grab or anything like that.
No. The only complaint we really had was that there was, when we went into Industrial Nightmare, there literally was not a soul in the first, like, couple rooms that we walked into.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, you went, like, when you first enter a haunt, like, there'd be a lot of people, so I don't know what was going on. Maybe there was a reason, I don't know. But it was kind of strange. We did get a really good scare, and that was Industrial Nightmare, where there was like a bungee guy that came out, and this bungee guy, he's been there for years now. He's really good. Who, like, the people they get in that thing. But then this year, like, he came at me, and I took 2 steps forward. A guy comes from the ceiling and reaches down in front of my face, and then another guy came from my left, so I got like a legit triple scare.
Yeah, and then as soon as he got his scare, the bungee came out at me.
Yeah.
Right after that, I didn't get the other 2 scares, but the bungee, they literally were like this close to my face. Like, it was like, wow. Like, I was just like,
yeah, they get close. It's freaky. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of the queue line people were interactive. They're fairly interactive in the haunted house too. They had a decent amount of dialogue. We wrote the review like a couple days after we went, so I don't remember everything that was said. But there was just a lot of good costuming and just people were very in character and stuff like that. So the only real complaint was it seemed like the rooms had like a ton of actors or literally none at all.
Yes.
So I kind of wish that some of these rooms that had like 3-4 actors in it, maybe 1 or 2 of them go to a different room.
Yeah.
And things like there's a really cool section that's usually a great scare area. In Industrial Nightmare, you're walking through all of these like barrels that are tilted all over you. There wasn't any actor in there. And something that's like really I've noticed a lot over the years at Factory of Terror and Schoolhouse is a lot of times their puppets aren't working.
Yeah.
Most of them actually were working in Factory, but I know the one in the barrel room wasn't. But a lot of them were, but a lot of the time we go and like none of them are working. So it's nice to see that at least 50% of the puppets are working when they're there.
50%.
But yeah, overall, we thought the actors did a really good job. We gave them an 8.
Yes. So moving on to scare factor. So in my notes, what I have is drunk equals scary.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of funny because a lot of these haunted houses are like, don't go if you're inebriated. And Factory of Terror is like, please get inebriated.
Yeah. It's a drink.
Yeah, obviously, know your own liquor. Don't get belligerent. Don't be mean to scare actors and stuff. But if you are someone that partakes, I will say, like, a light drink or so definitely makes them scarier. Don't go through obliterated or like super intoxicated, but because it makes you a little distracted, so it's easier just to get jump scared. Definitely, I will say that. I do think that they're focusing on being a little more fun than absolutely truly terrifying.
Yeah.
That being said, there is quite a bit of like anxiety-inducing things like Industrial Nightmare and all the sounds and metal clanking and the really loud music and stuff like that. And there are decent jump scares. Like, there are, but again, it does feel like they're more to entertain you and kind of like spook you more than like terrify you in most instances, which honestly I think is fine. I think like if you're going to have a haunt that's going to have so much focus on the beers, they could probably never do a touch pass here. I think that's too risky to let the actors like do full contact, at least regularly, with people that have more than likely had multiple drinks.
Yes.
So it's never going to be like insanely scary, but I think for what it is, I think that its scare level is pretty adequate though. So yeah, scare factor, we gave it a 7. So that brings us into our next category, which is value. Now I think value is actually pretty strong for Factory of Terror. It is $29.99 to $39.99 based on the day you go. And Fast Pass, I don't know, I think it's like $15 to $20 more or something like that.
Yeah.
You can buy a bar-only pass, and I believe that's $20. I don't know how many people are actually doing that. I mean, I guess if like you're with some teens and you don't want to do the haunted houses. I mean, I guess that actually would be pretty cool if you're an adult who's into the drinking. I mean, you're still going to get interactive with the scare actors.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Like, it is kind of, you might be like, why do I have to pay just to go to the bars? But, like, there is still things you get to do and see for that price. And also, I will say, I guess this kind of does fit into value. Most of these places gouge you for alcoholic drinks, where I feel like Factory Tear is really reasonable.
Yeah.
I think shots are 5 or 6, and then cocktails are like 9 or 10. I think there's a couple that vary.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
And then even like they had like canned beers and seltzers and things like that. Those were pretty reasonably priced as well.
Nothing was crazy. And like our friend got I think a can of soda and it was like $2, which like this isn't really bad. Like they're not really price gouging on these things. Also, something you should really check out. They introduced this for the Slasher Fest, and it's now going to be there all season. They're little mini pancakes with like fun toppings on it. I really like it's like Cinnamon Fear Street or something like that, where it's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, caramel, cinnamon, whipped cream, and these little mini pancakes. And Kim's got like a s'mores one, which is exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, mine was Camp Crystal Lake.
They also had a really good food truck. Don't remember what it was called, but you can now order that at multiple of the different bars as well.
Yes.
And our friend got it, didn't try his chicken tenders, which looked really good, but they had like fresh fair fries, but shoestring size, which were really good.
And so we actually just got finished doing Akron Schoolhouse, which we will have a review for that. Yeah. But the same food truck was actually at the Akron Schoolhouse as well.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the same. Yeah, so again, the food seemed really good there. A total, adding up like all the haunts together, because they vary in length, with like some being 15, then the shortest being 5. But all together, it was about 45 minutes in total haunt time. We were there for over 2 hours though, and honestly, we didn't wait in lines too much. We did wait in a line that was about 25 minutes, but everything else we cleared in under 10.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't that bad. So most of the time was spent either in haunts or having, just fun, like watching the actors and having a drink or whatever.
Yeah. Just a little point as well is they do charge for parking
on Fridays and Saturdays.
For Fridays and Saturdays. Yeah. Sundays it is free. It's like $5 and $5.50 if you're using like a credit card or something like that.
And they also have a preferred parking, which is $20, and there is free parking, but it's like a 5-minute walk to the factory. I have parked there before. It's not bad, honestly. Like, if you don't mind walking a few extra, you're going to be walking a lot in factory, you can park down there, but, if you want closer, it's $5. But yeah, for value, we gave it a 9.5, because I honestly think $30 to $40 for as much as included in your ticket price is pretty reasonable.
It is.
If you're someone that absolutely doesn't drink at all, I think there's a little less value there. But I mean, it's a cool place to just hang out and vibe, though. It would be nice. I would say one recommendation, because this seems to be more of a popular thing, is maybe having a couple mocktails. I know you're not going to be the focus, but I don't think they had any. I mean, they had soda, but I don't think they had any mocktails. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think they had actual mocktails. That'd be kind of cool for people that can't drink, so they can still experience it, and then you can still get their money. So yeah, overall, we gave Factory Tear an 8.75. We think it's a very solid haunt. Like I said, I would just really like to see them kind of fix some of the scenes, mainly, again, the Spider Cave, that really need some TLC. There probably won't ever be more actors than there was that night, just because the place is so gargantuan.
Yeah.
And I just really do appreciate the fact that they have so many, like, cue actors and just people interacting. I do really like that. But if you haven't been to the Factory Tear, I think it is actually a must-visit haunt, because and we've been to tons, and I mean, this one is local to us, but there really isn't anything else quite like it. There's other haunted houses that do the bar and like kind of a party thing, but nothing like Factory of Tear. They fully embraced it, and they've kind of perfected it.
Yeah.
So I also think if you're a haunt that wants to do something like that, they are a prime example of how you can do it and like be successful. Yes. At least from what we see. I don't know everything that goes on in the back end, but from what we see as customers, they seem to have it down packed after these years. But just, have you been there before? What did you think about it? Do you plan on going this year? Make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're ringing the notification bell, so you're not missing any upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.